whole project started with the Blue Man character. And this character rose out of a yearning. I think we shared a yearning to get back to a childlike place that had been stripped away from us as we became adults. A kind of primal place that gets lost sometimes when you become civilized.
We wanted a way that we knew we could stay connected to a certain sense of wonder about the world.
Also, when we got together, we wanted to have a connection to our own personal creativity. We weren't necessarily sculptors or painters. We played some music, but not at the quality to be in a philharmonic. But we all felt creative and a yearning to live a creative lifestyle.
The Blue Man character was our vehicle for doing all those things.
One of the very first things that we did was walk around as the Blue Man character. We were sort of, without even knowing it fully, looking for people who might be interested, might feel a connection to it. Hey, what's that all about? What are you doing? But we got all sorts of different reactions. Some people would walk down the street and pretend not even to see us, and other people would come running up to us and say, this is so cool, this is amazing. It was quite an interesting time, and it's where we learned who the Blue Man was.
We've been excited about how many different kinds of people have really become excited by this character. We discovered it by accident, you know, we created it, but we didn't expect it to strike a chord with so many different kinds of people. People come from all over the world. There's no language barrier. There's something about that kind of comedy, something about the kind of deadpan, quizzical nature of the character. People just like it, and it's funny, but there's also the music and so on. So, you know, we don't have a plot in our show, so we have to rely on some of the vaudeville arts, some of the vaudeville tricks. You know, you have to do crazy things, you have to be funny, you have to keep it moving, the band's got to be there, there's got to be a lot of energy, and it's a nice departure from just, you know, a play, musical structure.
It seemed back a few years ago when we started, there would either be sort of your classical Broadway thing, or the alternative was very serious and very intellectual, and so we wanted to create something that we wanted to go to, that we thought would be vibrant and fun, and something you could walk out and talk about afterwards.
We felt like we wanted to be expressive, but without words. It seemed like Buster Keaton was a great place to look. He had this wonderful way of having this expressive deadpan.
One of the first things we realized is that it wasn't a character, but it was three characters. It was a Blue Man group. This was important because you couldn't think of the character in a vacuum. The character really is like an organism, the way bees are a colony or ant colonies are considered in many ways their behavior a collective organism. So we came up with this term, 3 as 1, and developed ways that the character was always aware of where the other two are at any given point. Sometimes they would do what we call flocking, which is where they're sort of doing the same kind of action. But other times there's a little division of labor to get a specific task accomplished. But at any rate, there's a kind of collaborative force at work that is helping them create the experience that the audience is watching.